A week after fierce fighting broke out between Sudan's army and paramilitary force RSF, the two sides have agreed for this 72-hour ceasefire in the wake of Eid. Over 300 people have been killed already in the clashes so far. But what exactly is happening in Sudan? Well, the roots of this current conflict go back to the year 2019. That year, Sudan's long-serving authoritarian president Omar al-Bashir was overthrown by the Sudanese military, and this after a countrywide uprising. Al-Bashir's ouster, however, failed to convince the Sudanese people, who continued with their demonstrations demanding democratic elections. 4 months later, the military and the demonstrators agreed to form a sovereignty council. The sovereignty council was supposed to be a power-sharing body between the military and the civilians. By the end of 2023, Sudan was to hold its first ever democratic elections, and Abdullah Hamdok was appointed the Prime Minister of Sudan during this transitional period. But this agreement was short-lived. In October 2021, the military, headed by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, overthrew the Hamdok government, and General Burhan became the de facto leader of Sudan. Burhan's partner in the military coup, General Hamdan Dagalo, became the second in command there. It was then announced that the military would hold power until elections were held in July 2023. But soon, relations between the army and a paramilitary group called RSF soured, and a fundamental disagreement cropped up. Both Burhan and Dagalo disagreed over how the RSF should be integrated with the Sudanese army. While Dagalo wanted to delay the integration for 10 years, Burhan pressed for integration in 2 years. Then, after a prolonged period of hostilities between the two sides, fighting broke out after the RSF was redeployed across Sudan. It's a move that the Sudanese army saw as a provocation and a threat. The conflict comes at a time when Sudan's economy is struggling with hyperinflation and massive foreign debt. Hundreds of Indians are also stuck in Sudan, and this even as the Indian government is making these efforts to bring them back. Over 180 members of a tribal community of bird catchers called Haki Piki from Karnataka, they're also stuck in the African country of Sudan. But with the ceasefire in place, all hopes are that the violence will abate in that country. The question is, will the peace last, and will Sudan move towards a democracy? The events over the next few days will probably have the answers.